Hey there YouTube, this is Red. We're about to show you a neat strategy for Treant. It's not really appropriate for all situations, but it can be. It's Jungle Treant, and there are only a few reasons that I can think of that you'd want to jungle Treant instead of offlane him, because when you offlane him you get a lot of experience, and you know, you don't get a lot of farm, but you can focus on, watching the map and all that good stuff. Well, we're going to show you today. I give myself 150 gold so I can buy courier. So we're emulating a situation wherein someone else buys courier and wards. So you need to do this when you've got a carry like PA that can off lane and really needs lots of experience, and you've got a hard support as well. Let's see here. And I'm in party right now. Okay, so I set out a little late here, but I think that's fine. I go check the rune because why the heck not? It's an illusion. Generally, for trials like these, I don't use runes, but I was feeling a little lazy and I wanted to get a good start. So I just kill the first camp I come across. This is not actually the strategy at all. But if you get an illusion rune, this goes to show you how useful it can be. This is a camp that I couldn't usually take without 2 extra me's tanking. And I'm not really worried about the micro here. Some people would argue that I need to tank it while my illusion stays alive to do damage, but my strategy is basically about to rely on me being alone in a camp. That's the first time I'd seen a War Stomp used when there weren't multiple attackers. So we'll skip ahead. Okay, so I cut this tree, which allows me to get into jungle. This is an old strategy, but it works. And now I've only got 1 attacking me at a time. Sometimes 2 end up attacking you, but it's not really a huge deal because these are always medium camps. These troll guys are ogres. Yeah, these ogres and the satyrs are the best camps to get. The worst ones are the centaurs and the alpha wolves. Now I forget to pull. Oh no, I don't. I'm awesome. Great. And that's another benefit, is it's really easy to keep jungling and pull at the same time. You just take a step back whenever you need to. And you see how these guys are kind of having a really hard time targeting me because I'm big and that ogre is big. These guys can sometimes fit 2 of them in there. Now you see I started off with a Quelling Blade, a Stout Shield, and a Tango, and that's it. Some people are good enough to do this without the Tangos, or sometimes, if mid really needs Tangos, I'll give them 2 of mine. But keeping 2 Tangos on you really speeds this process up. I cannot stress that enough. And I'm just going to be leveling Living Armor and Nature's Guise, because when I'm jungling like this, Nature's Guise is my escape if people come roaming into jungle, and Living Armor is the way that I'm able to take so much damage. Now, when I can, I go over to the easy, and I try to pull it, but it's not super important that you do. What is important is that if you have enough time between respawns, that you go between this camp and this camp. Oh, I'm still on direct camera. It's these 2 camps that you're going to want to jungle, because this is a small, this is a medium, and then after you hit about level 6, you're going to want to start jungling between this camp and this camp, and I think we'll see me do that. Also, it's really important to, when you can, pull this jungle in between your going around, especially if you clear both of these. The next thing you want to do, you don't want to try to kill these, you just want to pull it so you stack it. Because later, when you get your ultimate and your scepter, you're going to plant an enchanted tree right here, and you're going to be able to farm all of what you stacked at once. So this process is pretty repetitive, and it's not very hard to do after a little bit of practice, and we're going to see that I get a scepter in 17 minutes doing this, which is actually a pretty quick scepter. As Meepo, I generally go boots then scepter, and I can get it in 20 minutes on a good day. I don't know what that thing brought to me. Oh, it brought me my Ogre Club. Great. Yeah, so I've already, at 5 minutes, I've already got almost a third, well, no, almost a fourth of my Ogre Club. Yeah. And, okay, so cool things to note. These Satyr Banishers, their attacks do not actually reduce the living armor instances. So, basically, once you've killed anyone else, you can just use this to heal yourself, and it will still block the damage from the Satyrs, which is really nice. Now, apparently I effectively pulled, which is nice. I'm probably just going to bring it into the range of these creep. I'm only going to get 2, because I was a little late. Treant is a very slow character. And you'll notice that I don't get boots, because in jungle you don't really need it. Oh, and I paused the game because somebody comes in to talk to me. Gonna just keep on going. I've told my party that I'm recording a replay. So, YouTube, you get to see that every time I hit 10 seconds later. But yeah, someone came in and interrupted my perfectly awesome session of jungling Treant. Take note that at 6 minutes I've got about a fourth of what I need for my next piece. Now, just not dying helps a lot because you get 100 gold a minute anyway. Meaning in, 10 minutes, after 10 minutes go by, just having not died is enough to buy 1 piece, so jungling helps that. This tree will grow back. You can also go for this tree and this tree. It creates a slightly smaller gap, and it's a lot easier to just keep attacking because the creep will come out that you're attacking will come out here, and these guys will run around. It means that a lot of the time when that minute marker passes, they won't be in the camp and neither will you as far as your sightline is concerned, and it won't regenerate. It won't respawn. Have I pulled this one yet? I think that was a different playthrough. Oh yeah, so I've compared this to going Midas first, and it delays your scepter by about 6 minutes, believe it or not. But the good news is, at 30 minutes, with a Midas, you end up having the same configuration that I'll end up with at the end of this replay, but you also have Midas. So, if you're going in for a longer game, go Midas. And I'd say that a situation that justifies a longer game is when they have not as many carries. So if they're a bunch of semis and supports, and they've got maybe 1 carry or 2, maybe you could go Midas then. If they've got more than 2 carries, I wouldn't try it. Back to jungling. Mud golems are great. They do a little bit of damage. Well, actually, they do a lot of damage in single hits, but that's okay because that's exactly what living armor and stout shield are for. You'll also notice that sometimes when stout shield procs, living armor will simultaneously proc, but because the stout shield procced, you won't actually lose a charge on your living armor. Now that rarely happens with heavy hitting melees like, or any melee like the centaurs, but you'll notice it happen. I think I've noticed it happen with creeps that don't do enough damage to actually impact the damage instance here. And we're gonna skip ahead. I start going between these more frequently. I've got my second piece at 10 minutes, which is great because, that's 10 intelligence, 10 strength. Stats are good on Treant. Now, there are some things that I've tried that were successful instead of 17 minutes, around 20 minutes, if you try to go Vlad's or Morbid Mask first. And that's good, especially for carries like PA. Like, if you get a PA and they decide to off lane, definitely try this because one of the big benefits is PA gets to offlane. You're not leveling as fast as you could, but one of your carries at 10 minutes is level 13, you know, if they don't feed a lot. And PA is a good one to do that because she has survivability. Glitching out there a little bit.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
We're looking at 11 minutes. Now, I don't pull that bottom camp in this one, so I must have just figured out how to get that rhythm in my Midas video, which I might post as an alternative to this, so you guys can decide what you want to do. Something you'll notice is I'm getting pretty low in health, and when you jungle like this, you're going to have your nature's guys ready to go at a moment's notice, because if anyone comes through, if a Slark comes through, if an Ember Spirit or a Terrorblade or whoever comes through, if you don't pop that invis very, very quickly, you're going to die. Some more of these guys. I end up... Oh, maybe this one happens on its... No, I actually pull this one. And, like I said, only one person can attack me at a time. Sometimes even these guys have a hard time focusing on me because I'm not quite visible from the camp. And we're coming up on 14 minutes, and I've got my third piece of scepter. And I think I'm actually going to send the courier down to Secret Shop instead, because Treant doesn't actually really need agility. So I'm just going to get the point booster. And I screw this one up. But I'm getting a little reckless because I don't have to worry so much about being precise now that I've got stats under my belt. I'm not constantly at the bottom end of my health. And you can save yourself a little bit of time by doing this. And what's... Oh. Well, this is actually cut down right now, but graphically you can't see that. And I've hit about level... Oh, 8, not 6. So I've hit about level 8. I'm feeling confident. I'm going to come over here and take these guys out because they're closer. Now, in this particular match, the creep do a lot of work for me, and they take this tower out, which isn't, you know, great, because that technically puts me about 200 gold ahead. That being said, that's about a minute worth of jungling, so maybe realistically, if your team sucks and they don't get any towers, you're going to see this scepter around 18 minutes instead of 17. And I'm almost there. I've almost got that last piece. Let's take a look. 920 gold. Almost. So maybe it's a little after 17 minutes. Sometimes I only look at the minute hand. Why is it doing that? Look at that. Yeah, that's not right. These replays, though, not buggy, though. Anyway. Okay, so I need just 200 gold, and I think another tower goes down, to be honest, and I'm just like, yeah, screw it, I'll buy it. No, it doesn't. Okay, so 17 minutes and 35 seconds. I've got my scepter, and I immediately start placing trees in the jungle. And the reason is when you get your scepter this early, it's going to be nice to have vision on some things like the rune and the, I don't know, maybe mid... Or maybe even to, if you've pushed the first tier 1 tower back at Radiant, to put a ward here for vision so you guys can push. Same thing goes for maybe a ward here in jungle. Or a tree. Like, one of the trees in jungle, Radiant jungle, that gives the best vision is this one right here. But I'm going for greedy Treant without Midas, and I need to get my boots certainly before I can engage in team fight. So we're going to see how long it takes me to do that. And you'll note that I'm just putting these trees anywhere in the jungle that I can that will kill a camp while I keep jungling. And the reason is, by the end of this, there are a lot of people that are saying, oh man, if you put trees in the jungle, then Treant can jungle the whole map eventually. And what I want to illustrate as a point is, it's got a there's a 50-second cooldown, 55-second cooldown, so we'll just call it a minute, of Eyes in the Forest, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 camps on each side, so that's 10. So that's 10 minutes, or 550 seconds of setup that you need before you can start jungling it. Not only that, but then after that, you only get the gold that you will every 70 seconds. So sure, that's nice, you know, you increase your gold per minute nearly. You're over it by about 10 seconds, which is not terrible, but you're going to see at the end of this video just how much gold you get from jungling all of them at once. So we're just going to jump ahead. Jump ahead. After I get all the jungles, you know, I would say warded. I'm just going to call them enchanted. After I get all of the camps enchanted on my side, I don't waste any time. I don't use the ult because I want you guys to see what happens when you get it all at once. I just keep going. If you're watching the minimap, you see that I'm still jungling, but I'm not jungling camps that I have enchanted. So this one, we're going to go to player perspective because I think I actually take a look at them before yeah, I got 10 seconds left.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And at this point, my creep have taken all of these towers, and their creep have taken those two. I think they almost take this one. Now this is, like, unarguably the best place to put, one of the best places to put, oh well, crap, so I end up, after I ward, I end up going back to base. This tree right here is one of the best enchanting trees to use, because not only do you get vision of the, rune permanently, but you also get to jungle a camp every time your ult is used. Now, this sort of warding, or enchanting, I guess, means that when you use your ult in team fights, you're getting gold as a side effect. And you'll see, I've got 200 gold. After I use my ult at level 2, it only jumps up by about 250. So, I mean, I buy some stuff, but it's not really impressive, and I think I cut out at this point, but what I really want to illustrate is, after I used it, I didn't kill these guys at level 2. I didn't kill this guy at level 2. Didn't kill those two. Those guys are really easy at level 2. This guy won't die at level 2. Those guys won't die at level 2. And you'll see that I didn't get any kills. So really, not only, oh, well, I cleared the easy camps, I think. No, I didn't clear all of them. But what I'm getting at here is, before you can quote-unquote jungle the whole map, you need level 3, and even level 3 doesn't quite kill all of the centaurs. It certainly won't kill any mud golems, and I don't think it kills the dark troll summoners either. Now, you still, you know, get a nice 400 gold boost, and per minute that's nice, but I guess what I want to illustrate is you have to have really good timing to use this effectively in a team fight while also getting the gold per minute. So the boost to your gold per minute. And the Eyes in the Forest is permanent, so, you know, great, you can put it all over the map, but having 2 trees here doesn't speed that up. They don't have multiple sets of roots that kill. And even then, it's another 55 seconds of setup time. So, do I recommend warding the jungles with your trees? Yes, I do. Do I recommend it because jungling happens then? No. It's a nice side effect, but really what you're getting is great vision. And to be honest, I'd have put a ward here if I really wanted better vision. And instead of trying to jungle the we'll use these to jungle, instead try to put them in places where you see creeps line up, because these creep are worth a lot more than the neutral creeps in the jungle. Not only that, but when your ult will kill them because you're getting help from these dudes. So you're getting more gold and you're stopping push. So I would say that it's more effective to put your enchanted trees in places that they will almost always capture enemy creep. Here, for example. Now, this jungling example, I've tried cutting down trees or like using this gap right here or cutting through on the back here, and I found that the only thing that really comes close is on Radiant side is if you go all the way around through the back. So you've got to cut a little line through these trees and cut this one down. The bigger trees don't provide more space so they can get through even when they're huge. If you go around and cut this one down, they'll start running around. They'll sometimes hit you, but most of the time the trick will work. Now, on this camp in particular, you're not going to get this trick to happen where they run around in circles over and over again and you only fight one. Over here, though, interestingly enough, all you have to do is cut down this one and stand right here, and only one creep can fit in at a time most of the time. I would recommend you cut this one down and this one down because the choke point's really here, and as Treant, your huge ass is going to hang out a little bit, and I've been caught with all three of the alpha wolves attacking me here. I would definitely recommend you back up to this area. Over here, I haven't really found a good solution, so if you are Radiant and you decide to try this, I recommend this because it's a medium camp. Try to just sit right here after you cut down these two trees. I wouldn't recommend this camp. It's a large camp, and you can try this one, but you're almost certainly going to get hit by multiple creep at once, and that deteriorates your living armor. Well, that's how I jungle Treant. You can see that it's 27 minutes, and I've got all of this stuff, which is great. Like I said, when you get Midas, it postpones this to 30 minutes, but you've also got a Midas, so that's 30 attack speed and good gold increase throughout the rest of the game. Decide what you want to do. Thanks, YouTube. I'm out.